this is SlowFing and part 5 of the coming updates in 9.3. In this review you will see me playing the KV85 and the KV1S, but also I will show you some changes on the Hellcat and T49 in short, because I didn't watch all changes yet of them. So this battle I am driving with the KV1S in the map Southcast, and like you can see, the KV1S has been changed a lot. He has been put to tier 5, like you can see, and he has another turret. It looks more like a KV1 at this point, but still it's pretty amazing and dangerous. I like this tank still, even when it is a tier 5. This time I'm playing in a tier 7 battle, but still it's so powerful. The gun has a penetration of 190 millimeter and does a damage of 160. And when you use premium ammo, the penetration will be increased with 40 millimeter. So it's still a good penetration for such a tier of his tank, because there are much tanks that doesn't have this penetration. At this point I'm searching for a good spot to be, because I thought I would be pretty easy to do something on this side, but then didn't, and then my gun can start looking at T25 doing every time 160 damage, and look how fast the gun reloads. I've shot 3 times almost with such a nice penetration. I'm lagging at this point, let's see. And then I don't know what the ELC is doing the whole time. He was at this point going to follow me for a long time, and I wanted to see if something was spotted here, but then at that point already 3 tanks gone down. So I needed to start shooting here again. I just misaimed that shot, and I can't get any shot on him for a long time, because he's circling that T29 very good. At that point I get also tracked by the ELC. I don't know why, but yeah. Here you see me shooting at this Shiri as well. Look how fast it reloads. You're all reloaded when the gun has fully aimed again. I've put 3 shots in him and I took almost all his health in such a fast time. And now I'm just doing some clutch shots, not really aiming anymore, thinking I can penetrate it from here. And then the party starts to take me. Shiri is shooting me, and you see some shells don't penetrate, because this tank has pretty nice armor as well on his front and his turret for sure. The turret is pretty strong for being at this. I didn't watch to, I can't say how much the millimeter was. I will do after this video for you guys. So everything is dead in the middle, I think, so I am going to start pushing through, because they still got 2 arties. They got 1 medium, well, okay, they still got 1 medium and a tank destroyer below, so that means that everything has been spotted except that one, but he was not aiming for me. And because I can't penetrate as you wanted to, and I have the heavy in my back and TD, I was just going to rush at the Hellcat, and from above it's pretty good. Look at this part of the video. I missed my first shot, I ram him, not really good thing to do. I hit him, he hits me, and he's gone. Even without the help of the E25, I also would be able to kill him, because He was never reloaded before I killed him. If he needs 8 seconds to reload, and I only need 3 seconds. So that means that I could do 3 shots into him without getting 1 shot. But he shot after I did 1 shot. That means that I could do 4 to 5 shells into him. And 4 to 5 shells means I do 800 to 1100 damage. And that means I killed him almost double of his life. 1 shot on the move, and at this point I made 1 mistake, thinking he's not aiming for me anymore. I miss 1, but he gets killed. I needed to get that shot as well, because it was pretty easy to get, but I was still able to miss. And the last tank is on the beach, so the battle will be finished soon when he will get killed by the IS, which takes a little time, I see. So this was the battle into the KV-1S, and it is pretty amazing still. How fast he shoots, what penetration he has, what a strong turret he has, I would say sometimes, because there are a lot of shells that couldn't penetrate in this video and previous videos, that previous battles I played. But you can just rush some tanks. Like you could see, I could rush that Hellcat and I would be easy to kill him. You can hold some sides, you can pretty good snipe with this tank as well, because I was shooting to Shiri from a whole distance, and with the old KV-1S probably only 1 or 2 shells would connect. Now I shot 4 times in him without missing 1, and then I started to miss because the angle was too small to hit him. So remember, the KV-1S is still pretty amazing, even when you look to the statistics. This was my battle in the KV-1S. I would be scared when I get this tank against me. If you saw how I was dealing with that E25, just shooting him after every 4 seconds in the side for 150 damage, it's pretty amazing, and the tank is not bad in accuracy as well. But so I got the Mastery Badge First Class, the Sharpshooter, Duelist, and Fire for Effect. All medals are already explained in the previous 4 parts. So I've done 1735 damage. If you look to the other tanks in my team, and we destroyed every tank in the enemy team, I did almost a double of the damage of everyone in my team. Only 2 other players did better, and this was with a tier 5 tank in a tier 7 battle. So you need to, you can see yourself how good this tank is. You just need to get into a good position where you can snipe from and get some shots as well, because you can get them. The RT was aiming for me all the battle almost, and he's the only one that really hit me. Also some Tashiri have hit me, but he was dinging. He didn't penetrate my armor because he was shooting the turret, I think. So if you watch this, if you know what the statistics of this tank are, the KV-1S is a pretty good tank still. Even when it's tier 5, it stays good. Yeah, I've done a mission. I don't know why there are missions on that server, but still, with his damage and his shots made, 17 in total, I still managed to make 19k of credits without premium. With premium, this would be 32k. So it isn't the moneymaker that other tier 5 tanks are, but still, it's such a fun tank to play. You just need to play it yourself to see how you would like it, because it isn't like the old KV1S anymore, but it's still pretty nice. Let's go to the KV85. The statistics of the KV1S are: he has still 82mm on all sides of his turret. So on the front, the sides and the back he has 82mm. His hull armor is 75, 60 and 60. It's not that good, but with a little angle in it, it will still be able to have some non-penetration shots on it. It has a rate of fire of 12 rounds a minute, so every 5 seconds he will give a shot. Its turret fire speed is 28 degrees a second, which is pretty good as well still. His top speed is 43, what can be a good speed sometimes, but sometimes you have the feeling it's just too slow, but it's a heavy sail, so it's normal to have a speed like this. Like you will see in the KV85, KV85 is even slower. So let's go to the KV85. This time I'm playing with the KV85 in the map Westfield. This is the new KV1S. Well, the new. This is the tank that will replace the KV1S at this old, like the old place, like you know him now, I mean. And the tank is not that fast anymore, like the previous one. KV1S was driving easily 40 km per hour, and this one does only 30. But it still looks a little bit like the KV1S. If you watch it from the front, only the turret is a bit bigger, but again, the tank has been changed a lot, like you will see in this video. The tank has still a penetration of 170 and 250 damage, but that's because I'm not using the biggest gun. I'm using the 100mm. That's because it feels like it's better to play with this one. When you use the 122, it's like you can't do anything because your reload is so much longer, and your damage is 400 then, but still it wouldn't feel pretty good. At this point of the battle I'm playing pretty defensive. I'm watching that scout to not shoot in my side. I had only 2 options as well. Well, I've got only one anymore, and that's because I need to stay here. If I am going to push into the back of this tanks, the back of this tanks, I will get shot by the light tanks that are standing over here. And now I'm focusing the whole battle on them for a short time, and you see sometimes how amazing and how accurate this gun can be. So at this point I decide I've aimed long enough for him. I'm not going to waste my whole battle on shooting one scout, so I'm finally moving to the other side, and that's because everything on this side looked dead as well. I didn't know if don't know anymore if I saw that, but I don't think so. I just wanted to push to the other side because everything was dead on this. And then the tanks on the other side get spotted, and at this point you will see how accurate the tank is. I'm aiming, aim circle is closing, I fire, I'm reloading, I'm aimed already again, reload is done after I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds almost. something like that. So that's pretty amazing when you know 1 to 2 millimeter has 14 seconds of reload, so that's almost a double. And with this one you do only 200 damage. But the other one has a penetration, has damage between 300 and 400. And if you can count if you do 2 times 200 damage, it's better to do 400 at least than when you do 1 time 300 damage. And as well, you have the problem that when you get rushed, you can't shoot fast enough, and if you miss 1 time strike, you have now a second chance to shoot a wreck. But it's a gun that you need to see yourself how it plays with. I felt it to play it better with the 100mm, but you can play with the 122 if it's better for you. One thing I forgot to mention in this video, because it didn't come, I didn't need to do it, but the gun depression on this tank is so low that you have only something like 4 degrees or not much more. So there are very much times you need to get out of your protection to shoot. Even the smallest hill will inflict you to aim for a tank. So it's pretty hard to play with this tank when you're on a map like Sand River or a map like I need to think, El Aluf, because there are maps that need pretty much gun depression. Well, El Aluf not anymore. But so I would recommend you to play with this tank first before believing my word. But there are pretty much things changed on the KV-1S line. Now it's a tier 5 and this is tier 6. It is pretty changed and you need to play with it again before you really want to play it, because it's not like the previews anymore. Then I will show you some... first let's go to the battle results. Let's go to the battle results. In this battle I've had only a tier... mastery badge class 2. I didn't do that much damage, but that was because I was hoping that they would come more to the city, but they were split up with almost a half of their tanks above me in the 1-2 line, and at the half of their team in the other side of the map for light tanks or TDs. So I was just between the 2 fights and I couldn't come out because there were 2 light tanks shooting me. And like you could see in the previous part already, to the T-37, if you watch how fast that tank shoots, and it penetrates almost anything on this tier. And when I was going, if I needed to go upwards, he could shoot in my back, so I was gone in almost 10 seconds if I did that. That was the reason why I stayed in the city and shot him first out and then gone to the other side. If I gone first to the other side as well, he would spot me and would get killed by the bot E25s. So that was the reason why I didn't go for any fight and just keep the fire from the back. But in this battle I still got Confederate. I shot 6 different tanks without killing them, and I did 1820 damage. What is pretty good, but not good enough. As long as there doesn't stand 2000, I'm not happy with a tier 6. But still, if you look to my team and the enemy team, it's pretty good to that much damage in a tier 6 when I was in a tier 7 fight. I've made 18,000 credits. I shot 10 times and I've hit 8 times. So what is so nice on this tank is that this accuracy is pretty good when you are aimed in. And if you know to the old KV-1S, if you were aiming and you wanted to snipe from a distance, it wasn't going to hit, or not every shot. With this gun, to 85 to 100 millimeters instead of the 122, you will hit from distance because it's so much more accurate. If you, you could see in the start of this video, aiming time 3.6. Here, dispersion. It's almost, well, almost half, I would say, no, but it's pretty much different. So I would recommend using this 100mm gun instead of the 122mm. The KV-85, his statistics are the following. He has a third armor of 100 in the front, 90 in the sides and 90 in the back. His hull armor is the same as on the KV-1S, it's only 75, 60, 60. And that's the same as the KV-1S had, 75, 60, 60. Like you can see over here with specs. His top speed is only 34 km/h, what is pretty slow to have in a heavy tank, because if you know the KV-1S does 40 and the IS-3 does 40, so the KV-85 is just the slowest brother of his tier. Like I already mentioned in the game, the KV-85 has two types of gun. He has the 122 and 100mm, but the change between them both is so little. You have 5mm of penetration more, but you shoot only twice. You shoot 2 times with the 100mm when you only shoot 1 time with the 122. But of course the damage of the 122 is a lot higher than the damage of the 100. But because you shoot faster, it's the same. If you count on the numbers that stand on here, you do 500 damage with the 100mm, and you do only 300 with 390 with the 122. But of course you will have high damage rolls, sometimes low damage rolls, so it is not always the same damage. Sometimes the 122 will do more damage than when you shoot 2 times with the 100, but it's your own choice which one you choose. It's like on the KV2 with the derp gun or not the derp gun. Most of the players play with the derp gun. So let's go to the changes on the T4. The T67. I mentioned the name already much wrong in this replay, but that's because the T67 has his old name as T49. I don't know why they changed the name because it was historical, the T67, and it's T49, but it was not historically called like that. Now they called the tank how it was historically made. There are almost no changes on the T49. The only really change is that the turret has been changed. Before you had the open turret, a stock turret, and this turret was your upgrade turret. Now they changed the bot turrets, so the open turret is the upgraded turret, and stock turret is the upgrade turret is the stock turret. But I don't know why they did this one, but it is like that and we can't change it. Let's go to the Hellcat, which has a lot of changes as well. The Hellcat changes are almost in game. His traverse speed is decreased from 20 to 12 km/h. His dispersion when on the move is increased as well, so when you're driving your aiming circle will get much bigger than previous before, and this will lead to result that you won't be that easy to, you won't hit that many shots anymore when you're on the drive. Some players will get this as a wrong thing and will sell the tank, but I played with the Hellcat and it didn't do that much. The Hellcat is still an amazing tank to play with, and there are so many changes that has been to Hellcat, but it's, and I don't know what, you need to have a look at the role of tanks, but still it's, like I said already, it's a nice tank. I would recommend to keep it in your garage when you have it. So that were the reviews on the coming update 9.3, and I pretty like all of the changes that are coming to the 9.3 update. I hope you guys enjoyed all the parts, and leave a comment below if you want me to keep doing these things. I know I'm not like Quickie Baby. He knows everything and he goes to lead everything, but I need to have the start, and that's why I ask you guys to leave a comment below and say what you want to change, or if you have some tips for me. Thank you for viewing, for watching. Leave a comment below again, and always allowed to hit that subscribe button, or that follow button I mean. Thank you.